I am Jason Abraham, the Shadow Teacher, 33. And just last night I was asked to explain the value of breath practice to a couple of people in the Matrix who, good-hearted, good people, but don't have practices of awareness as far as habits in their vitality and health and wellness. And I asked them, do you notice a difference in your breath when you get angry, when you get upset, as compared to when you're relaxed? And they say, yeah, my breath gets shallow. It gets very quick and shallow when I get angry. It rises, usually up here, very tense when I'm mad. Muscles are tight, and the breath is shallow, and it's like this. And I said, well, what do you notice when you're relaxed? And they said, well, my breath is deeper. It's fuller, it sinks lower in my body. And I asked, well, with your emotions, do you see the link now with your breathing and your emotions? And we got in a little deeper. And I said, when you get angry, when you're in that tense state, how do you sleep at night? Are you able to relax and go to sleep and let go? And they say, no. I have a harder time sleeping. I have a harder time relaxing. A lot of times what makes me angry sticks with me and festers in me throughout the day. I can still go back to thinking about the event or the person that triggered that anger in me. And I said, well, how does that feel? Well, I said, well, I feel like it's harder to focus on what's meaningful in the day when I'm going back to these angry thoughts and these angry triggers. So then I said, well, if we've established your breath is connected with your emotions, and your emotions are connected with your physiology, then, or the other way around, your breath is connected with your physiology and your physiology is connected with your emotions. So what did you see value in consciously exploring a breath practice? And they said, yeah. Now that you put it that way, yeah. So easy initiatory breath practice is the Navy SEAL box breathing, and that's exactly why they do that. They breathe in a box. They're different numbers. The typical Navy SEAL box breathing is a count of 4. It's a 4 count in, 4 count hold, then it's a 4 count exhale, let go, and then after the exhale it's a 4 count after you get all the air out, and then you repeat. And there's 7 count box breathing as well. But that's one of the easiest practices for one to work on in exploring breath work. And that's just a simple practice of being intentional with your breathing, sinking a big full breath low, holding it, controlling the exhale of the breath and holding that. And again, the practical reason why warriors like the Navy SEALs practice this type of breath is so they can perform in high stress environments and be responsive as opposed to reactive. Places or environments that would trigger fear, that would trigger anger, that would trigger rage. This practice helps them stay in control of their emotions, starting with their physiology, starting with the breath, starting with something that's very tangible to pay attention to, and practicing. And again, that practice when you practice a box breathing technique and you do it every day, when you get into a situation where you're getting triggered, you can start noticing your breath, and then you start to sink your breath lower. And then when you notice the breath, when you're breathing, next thing you know, you have some space. You have some space for response as opposed to simply reacting. And ultimately, as sovereign beings, we want to be able to respond. We want to be able to adapt, and we want to be able to initiate. We want to be able to move from our center as opposed to always being knocked off our center and doing our best to hang on to whatever is knocking off our center is offering us. And so, once again, I am the breath. Breath is life on the deeper spiritual level. But the opening practice to that relationship with breath that I found that's very simple, very easy, and very useful for everyone is the box breathing technique. So I hope this video offered you something that opens up a pathway to higher potential, higher connection within yourself and within the truth that all that is that wants to express itself through you. I'll see you on the other side, my friends. Be well.